Welcome to Pagan Crafting, where art and magic intertwine. I'm Kara. Today we are diving into a simple, beautiful garden spell using sigil magic, soy wax, and an egg. This quick craft is biodegradable blessing meant to infuse your soil with intention, growth, and a little witchy charm. Perfect for your planting rituals and springtime magic. Let's enchant the soil one spell at a time. So starting off with all our ingredients, I got a little pesto mortar. I have my cleansing blend going, my smudge blend. I have my eggs, my parchment paper, and especially soy wax. I'm not using paraffin wax because that's a no-no going into the soil. These are a powerful little punch of color. These are little wax wafers, I guess, if you want to call them. They are so cool and they are great for an ADHD mind. Oh my gosh, I love melting them. This is like the funnest part of being a candle maker. So I'm going to put a little extra in that I normally do for this small amount of wax, but I would prefer the colors to be a little more brilliant. This very small wafer just offers a kick of color. And look how it melts. Oh, so cool. So we're going to mix that up here. Going for green, because I think green gives me springtime, new summer vibe. It gives me a fresh feeling, a growth, fertility. I'm growing my flowers and my herbs. Things I'm going to use medicinally, for spells, for cooking. So I want a little extra love infusement. Now what I've done with these eggs, I've just tapped around with my spoon around the top to get out the egg to create my egg candle capsule. I am going to use some wicks here with the metal ends on them, metal little bit feet stands. And that I'm just going to hot glue in. I don't think the stickers that come with are going to settle in the curve of the egg as well. So a little dollop of hot glue. And this one I couldn't quite stick down, so I used a pencil and punched it through, or a chopstick. So my 5-egg plan of having one for each point of the star is done. So we're going to go with just the elements, or north, south, east, west, just the directions. Or we'll just represent the elements however we wish. All depends on what you wish to do. So just a very, not as hard as press that I just did. I swear eggs are thinner. Comment down below an egg or a chicken if you think eggshells are thinner at the stores these days. Because I know when I was young, it took a heck of a time to try to crack an egg. And now they just fall apart in your hand. So doing these little tops of these eggshells was quite tricky. But I just tapped around the egg, took my time, peeled off the shell, and I got a few of them. Alrighty, just making the opening just a little bit bigger. And I'm using these little stands to hold back the wicks, but you could also use chopsticks, you could use clothespins, whatever you'd like. I'm grabbing some parchment paper here. This is coffee dyed enchanted paper with instant coffee and different herbs and crystal essence. So I'm going to design a sigil, one for each thing I wish to invoke into my egg. So the first one is weather. So this is my interpretation of some air movement, some water. I would like to make sure the wind doesn't blow as hard this year, and water is good, rain is good, but we got so much that I had thrush and my things molded last year. We had so much rain. So that's just I'm going to make a sigil for weather. The other one I'm using the pentacle which says my seeds to protect my seeds while they're growing and becoming older. And now as the plant grows into its adult stage, I wish those to be looked after and protected. So my growing season. And my last one is harvest. So like an abundance of harvest for all my goodies that I grow. So what I've designed on the back of these papers is a sigil, which I'm not going to go through today because each sigil is different and more powerful when you design your own. So today I'm not sharing how I made 4 different sigils. It would just add another 20 minutes onto the video. So we don't need that. So just add your own sigils on the back of the paper for whichever thing you would wish to invoke for your garden. And now we're going to burn that paper. We're going to activate that sigil by fire. So this sigil won't work until I set it on fire. We're going to put that in my pestle and mortar area. And again, activating each sigil one by one. And I also used a green candle for correspondence, just to throw that in there too. Using my pestle, now we're going to grind down into a fine powder. Picking out the little pieces of paper that were left, I'm just going to put it onto my smudge blend and burn off the rest of the paper so the complete little wee spell gets activated by all and nothing gets left behind. And making sure I have no chunks left behind because I don't want that in my candles. Because what we're going to do with this is that we're going to put this into the wax next. Normally I like using crystals and crystal dust to herbs and whatnot that can go into my candles. But this time we're just going to keep it really simple. We're just going to use the powder of the sigils now. The ash, whatever is left. I'm using a fine brush because even the powder is so thin, it was hard to brush off. Stirring your intention in clockwise or counterclockwise, especially if you want to bring it to you or send it away. And now our wax is ready. Very simple. Again, you don't need to add your crystals and herbs this time. Just if you'd like, that would be wonderful too. But remember, that would be in your dirt. Herbs would be fine. You may lose your crystals. And we're going to fill up our eggs here one by one, just topping it off. See how much I have left in total. I was just checking there to make sure I didn't get any wax down the bottom of the egg. This happened to me one time when I was making my little egg blessing candles, and I spilled some of the wax in the bottom of the egg carton, and it stuck, and I couldn't get the candles out anymore. It was so sad. So I made another craft. Actually I did it on the channel, I think. Yeah, I made a nest. We made it into something cool. So I never let anything stop me when a craft goes wrong. We'll always make something new. We're going to let these cool down for a while now. And I still got a bit of wax left. What to do with? I still have some remnants of another spell at the bottom of this. There it is. I've been working on some goodies here all night, so I didn't include how to melt the wax, how to, you know what? grab a candle, melt it. If you got some soy wax, some beeswax, even better. And I'm just going to pour the rest of this into my Attraction Springtime May candle, which is kind of cool because the colors go together. So we can have the rest of that. Now we have the next day. Everything is all nice and cooled down, and we're going to snip off the wicks here. They set perfectly. Now I'm going to keep these extra wicks because I do have extra little feet bottoms that I continue to recycle and reuse. And they turned out magical. Don't mind the little black spittles. That's just some coffee bean from another spell, which I needed to speed up the spell with, so I used some coffee grinds. But those are all set and ready to go. Now I headed out to a space in my garden. I've blessed the area, cleansed the area, and now I'm going to set my little eggs, little candles into the ground. Now you can say words of enchantment. For me, I like to just use energy. So I am the whole time thinking about what I'm doing. I'm thinking about good weather. I'm thinking about protect my seeds while they're in the garden from birds, from getting dug up, from getting watered on too much, or not enough water. So nice little balance of the growing season and the abundant season of harvest. So I'm thinking about my intention, what I wish for my garden, giving gratitude to the earth, giving gratitude to the plants to come, for they are going to be absolutely loved and used so much. Again, now with each lighting of each candle, set your intention. Thank you for joining me in this eggshell sigil magic. May this simple spell of energetic intention bless your garden. Let me know in the comments below if you use blessings in your garden and what do you do. Thank you so very much for chilling out with me, and have yourself an absolutely magical day.